A lot of setup for Kaiser as well, as maybe a little bit nervous when the Braum was being hovered. Sejuani going to come in. So Sejuani Jax is going to
There's a lot of options here. It's going to be the Draven.
All right, Amy.
Emboldened here, and the games they have won with this Tristana have been around early skirmishes, primarily on those early Drakes and Rift Heralds, where BDD gets massive kills early. If Aiming picks up a stray kill there and gets a cash in, that MO is still going to hold true, but even stronger than it did in their last Tristana wins. But for T1 here, I really like that they held that flex of the Rel until the end. This time he's got the Sejuani to back him up.
And it's also, back to the Keen point just momentarily, as I'm going to be interrupted. Lahen's going to have to flash away from this as Aiming, chasing after Gumayusi and Keria. Says a lot for how that win rate has expanded.
We saw this last time.
Oh dear.
And here comes BDD.
Yeah, Owner is going to be here as well, but Counter-Strike does come down. Kane's a little bit late to this as Cuz is going to flash away. BDD's now in trouble as Ace going to flash the jump, and Owner is looking for it, but BDD flashes away as well. Do we have any flashes left available? The answer is no from Owner. He used his earlier on, and first blood goes to KT, but damn, that was close.
It was so is headed up first. He had a little bit of extra lane prio there. He doesn't pick up the kill, but we'll get a bunch of assist gold, and that Renekton
part of the matchup where it gets impossible for Jax, right? Like, Jax first 3 levels, you're like, yeah, I'm dominating, everything's great, but then it really does go wrong, and that's without this first blood double buff situation to come in. It looked so good for T1.
That Zeus Counter-Strike, where he actually left struck and like buffered the Counter-Strike into the double, was so beautiful, but it ultimately isn't going to be enough, and he already just channels the back. He's like, this is doomed, and they will get that first blood. KT fans really feeling the height allows them to delay. Oh, Faker.
Faker could be in a lot of trouble. There's the flash, the buster shot, and he gets the kill with the last auto. BDD with the solo in game 5.
And KT in a firm control of this game. Let's see if King can survive. This does have ult and flash.
Yeah, ult and flash up and available. He's going to press that Dominus now, but T1 are just piling in. That's going to be the crash down, and that should just be the kill, and it is.
It's really turning on its head here with finally T1 finding a cross map. Well, let's watch BDD here. Flash coming back online, and he thinks he has an angle here for the play. Stacks up this charge, flashes for the buster. Got him.
They're going to be able to take him down pretty comfortably. And meanwhile, in live, the Solar Flare going to come through. The immediate punishment of Zeus is, does he have it? No, he doesn't. That's the slice. That's the dice towards this top lane as Keria is alongside him. There's the Glacial Prison. It's going to interrupt the back there from Keen, who's going to slice and dice and try to get within flash range, and does flash just about picture perfectly, but still it's not going to be enough.
Talking about is like, get Zeus into a position where he could be ahead. Empower him. They did that in draft. They put the Sejuani in here, and they catch Keen back in this brush. Keria's up here for the roam. They take him out again, get his flash as well, which is pretty huge, and he almost fights his way out of this one, but will of course be clipped there by the stun and get taken out. And Poby,
yeah, he's
with others, Smash as well.
Exactly, Smash here as well. So the whole challenger doing their homework, trying to make sure that they can get rid of the Jax if he does come in. Nature's Grasp to come down. Shelly is going to get stolen by Owner, actually, and he collects the eye as BDD. He does have the jump now down. Immediate buster shot to try and get him out of there. As the Whirling Death does a lot of damage. Zeus going to be taken down as now BDD diving on top of Gumayusi. That is a beautiful killer instinct.
Does have a really nice push forward here to catch that second player. But watch in this fight how much Kuma offers. He did not go AP, went for the Kraken Slayer. His damage in this pretty insane, cleanses as well. And the ultimate there from him is going to get him out the...
It's a little bit of a worry. Now, KT are going to start it up. There is a flank angle available here from Zeus. He's on vision right now. As T1, they are going to put down the Rift Herald, and now the Nature's Grasp is flying forward. Zeus looking for the angle onto Aiming. He does have Cleanse. There's a Magnet Storm to dive into the backline. Great Counter-Strike there from Zeus as already the Crocodile is being taken down, but double 80 carries are wailing onto Zeus, who leap strikes his way out. The Dragon is forgotten, and now it's a 4 versus 5. And Zeus, he can go back, he can teleport back into the fight. The Emperor's Divide is massive. Aiming's going to flash immediately afterwards, though, as the Bramble Smash is good. Faker goes down, but Aiming is going to fall, and the blades are not. They're going to remain blue, and most of them are in the river now as well. BDD does manage to take down Gumayusi, but he is going to have to vacate the area as Cuz gives himself up to try and save Lahen's. It's valiant, but it doesn't quite work. And horses are supposed to be able to do that, especially when they're made out of pants. But Keria seems to be making that one happen as Zenith played onto Ona. This would be a pretty good pick as he's going to flash away.
Teleport in and control a fight. Lens caught.
Yeah, he could be completely out of position here as Ona comes on over, doesn't find the Winter's Wrath, even after things went wrong at level 1. Remember, like, KT had started off in a pretty good position as Cuz goes in. They think they may have caught out Ona, and maybe they just have as he flashes, tries to get out of the way. The Magnus Storm is just gorgeous as BDD gets rid of Keria, but it might be the cash-in for aiming. He does get it, but in the meantime,
it doesn't matter.
Gumayushi gets a cash-in of his own, and Zeus is just destroying the base. So grabs aiming, you manage to get a bunch of money. T1 are going to grab a Baron. They're going to grab bits of your base as well.
Gotta get Zeus here, maybe.
Oh dear. Lahen's going to try and turn it as best he can as aiming. Not sure what he can do here as they put up the Emperor's Divide. Keen going to go golden. There's the flash out from aiming. He's trying to juggle these blades. And then goes Keen. He manages to find one, but it's a double for Faker.
It's a jump in to that Baron fight is actually caught by Keria, and this is the beginning of the fight. So they go onto Owner, pull him back here. Nature's Grasp is there. Guma cleanses, and then when he goes to the follow-up, yoink! Keria gotcha!
Keria.
And BDD just can't get that reset, so then can't get out of this fight. Tries to flash and kite back, but Owner is too tanky, and that is the beginning of the end. As Keen, he has some fancy footwork here. He has an incredible moment. Lahen's just trying to buy time with his Eclipse into stun here, but the teleport comes through from Faker. Keen gets caught by this, but then at level 15, tries to make a super outplay here with aiming, goes in for the stun, gets the kill, but it won't ultimately matter as Faker cleans it up, and T1 have ultimate map control now.
Yeah, this is devastating because the Baron just fell down as well. And they already had a massive gold lead. Is moving towards 8,000. Glacial Prison going to be eaten by BDD as he bounces away, but this inhibitor not going to be so lucky. Doesn't have a rocket jump, unfortunately. Inhibitors would be weird if they did. And KT, okay, Solar Flare is going to connect. That's going to break a crown. That means that they don't have that cooldown now to work with. BDD once again having to rocket jump away from these structures that they would prefer that stay up. But it's not going to happen here as Ona may have been caught out of position yet again. Taking a little bit of damage here as Whirling Death does fly through, and Lahen's is the one credited with that one, but he's still going to go down. Rain right now.
The only thing that could impress me more than T1 winning this series as massive underdogs is KT coming back to winning this 5th game now.
Yeah, true.
That's the only thing that could leave me more impressed. And yeah, you trade support for Sejuani here, which will, of course, limit T1's pushing power.
BDD with his GA now complete. Aiming has his as well, but I don't know.
Just pushing it.
Really going to mean as Cuz down to 50% once again. They look for an angle. Glacial Prison going to connect onto Keen. He's down to his GA as the Nature's Grasp comes in. Lahen's trying to get a lockdown as there is Faker going down. Emperor's Divide already come through, and look at the raid boss. Zeus is going to go golden with his Zhonya's aiming. Still free hitting in this one, and BDD is still alive as well. It is a trade of 1-for-1 once again.
Nexus turrets are still technically alive, but you need more than this as Keen here is going to absorb the brunt of this. The Nature's Grasp after the Solar Flare is pretty fantastic. Notice the damage coming here from aiming is enough here to burst Faker down, and then this counter strike here from Zeus is what really helps save T1's opportunity to continue to push this. Probably should, you know, decide to back out here, and ultimately they do. And look at Zeus, he's in the bot lane pushing it already.
Yeah, and there is the Glacial Prison once again. They just sweep the floor with him. Cuz is going to go down also. Aiming going to flash immediately. And 280 carries in a Crocodile. That is all KT has to try and stop at least Zeus, but also the rest of T1 from just destroying these Nexus turrets. And I think T1 may have done it once again. It's a 5-game series, and once again, they're the team that comes out on top. Unless that Whirling Death does way more than I expect, but it does not. Aiming's doing some damage here to Gumayushi, but the Nexus is the one that's going to go down, and T1, the underdogs from 5th place, now up against 1st place. They take the win and stay in the upper bracket of playoffs.
T1 were struggling to break a 50% win rate there at the end of the season. Faker massively injured. He's out. Poby comes in. The team goes on a massive losing streak. They still guaranteed playoffs, but they're coming in as one of our weaker seeds against KT, who dominated them back-to-back in both telecom wars and were the massive favorites tonight. And every single game was one-sided in this series, but better top wins. And Zeus, he's been criticized in best of fives. He has choked before, but he did not tonight.
Oh,
and T1
absolutely.
Absolutely reliant on their one rock, the one consistent player they had in that D+ series. And this team looked way better tonight than they did yesterday. And it seems like every single series they've played since Faker's return, they get stronger and stronger. And no one would have predicted them to win tonight. T1 fans would support, but even in their heart of hearts, they must have known that this was going to be an almost impossible task. But they proved they could do it. Unbelievable win.
No,
I cannot believe it.
No, I can't believe it either. I think that KT, they were bound to trip up at some point, but this is not where I was expecting it to happen, right? They were on their largest winning streak of series that the organization had ever been on. And now, as soon as they enter their first best of 5 of playoffs, unfortunately, it is all going to come tumbling down. Thankfully, they are not completely out just yet. As Gumiushi going to punch us all. And an absolutely amazing game number 5. I loved the draft as well. I feel like T1 kept it cool, calm, and collected, had a draft that was still cohesive. I like the idea on KT's side, but we saw from that mid-game onwards that ultimately it didn't matter because control of the map was right there. We'll have a listen to T1 in these closing moments.
Alright, just cover for me as he pushes forward, and they grab those 2 kills instantly at the beginning of this fight. And let's push top. I think Faker calls out, and then they decide better of it, pushing here mid instead. Just pushing forward, calling out no flash, and pushing the top wave in to end.
Taking talent. And Gumiushi is pretty keen to try and kill everyone before everyone kills. Yeah, let's pick Cuz. Let's try and kill Cuz.
You don't want to get that. And look.